Welcome everyone to our first ever episode of Fish the 48. We are officially on the road right now as we speak. We just took off out of Tok this morning and we are heading to the Canadian border.
This is officially day 2 of the journey. Day 1 got us from Fairbanks to Tok. We kind of decided to take it easy. We didn't want to push it the first day. Had a nice relaxing morning, had some breakfast, loaded up the camper, and here we are headed down the road on a beautiful day. Blue skies, 65 degrees right now, gorgeous day.
So this is really an introduction to what we're all about. My name's Melissa, this is Andy. We just left out of Fairbanks, Alaska. We sold our house, we sold pretty much everything we own that will not fit into our fifth wheel that's behind us. And we are on an adventure to fish the 48. That's what we're going to do. We're going to spend the next year on the road, living out of our camper with Porter back there. And the goal is to catch a fish in every state in the contiguous lower 48.
Yes. So we've been in Alaska for quite a while now. I've been here for 23 years and Melissa's been here for 12. I came up in the Army and got out and stayed in the area, just fell in love with it. It is truly an angler's paradise. There's more species and places to fish in Alaska than probably anywhere else in the world, or at least world-class fishing anyway. So a lot of people wonder, why would you want to leave a fisherman's paradise? Both Melissa and I are from the East Coast, and we've decided that after being away from our blood relatives for so long, we wanted to move closer so that we could spend more time with them. And we decided that in doing that, we would try to take what we consider the trip of a lifetime, to check off bucket list item of catching a fish in all of the 48 states. We still have Hawaii to go, but that'll happen at a later time.
Yeah. And we figured, why not now? It's something that we've always wanted to do. We've always talked about doing it when we retired, but we have this opportunity. We started talking about it 2 years ago. In March of 2017, we were sitting around watching Going RV, and during a commercial, Andy looks over at me and he says, "You know what? Why don't we just sell everything and travel for a while before we make our way back to where family is?" And being the practical one and the planner and the budgeter, he sort of expected me to laugh and be crazy. But no, it took me about 10 seconds to realize just how brilliant of an idea that is. And from that moment on, we never looked back. We started saving, we started tracking what we think we need as far as money goes, as far as equipment goes, to make this adventure as successful as possible and as stress-free as possible.
Yeah. And there was a lot that went into it. We spent a tremendous amount of time on YouTube, as a lot of other full-time RVers have done. We would find products that RVers would recommend. We would do our research, determine what best fit our needs, and if it was something that was going to work for us, we would purchase it and add it to our traveling kit. We originally had truck campers. We used those in Alaska. We had a boat, and we had an ATV, and having that truck camper allowed us to take our toys with us when we would go on our Alaskan adventures. So we spent a lot of years camping, all the way from north of the Arctic Circle down to Homer Spit at the southwestern corner of Alaska, experiencing all of what the Great Land had to offer us. We had a lot of fantastic trips with some great friends who we consider family, and really made the most of our time here. But now, as we move into this new chapter in our life, we're very, very excited to see what America has to offer us as far as sightseeing and fishing opportunities and chances to catch up with people we haven't seen in many, many years.
Right. So we're hoping to use this channel as a way to not only track our experience for us, but also so our friends and family can kind of follow along with us, and anybody else that's interested in full-time RVing and or fishing. We primarily fly fish, but we are not snobs. We'll do whatever is necessary to catch a fish. So we have a good store of tackle and different kinds of fishing rods and reels that we had to make space for.
Yes.
Packing was interesting for this trip, but I think we're well prepared, as well prepared as we can be.
Yeah, Melissa brings up a good point. You never really know how much stuff you have until you try to get rid of all of it.
Crazy.
And then you need to whittle it down to what do I need for the trip? What is going to be necessary? What's a want? What is a true need? And how do you determine what to take? We go from an almost 2,000 square foot home down to less than probably 250 feet of actual living space. So it was quite an adventure just trying to get through what do we take, what do we sell, what do we leave to get on the road. So our goal with this page, as Melissa stated before, is just to share the adventure with you guys, to show you lessons learned. Not just the smiles and sunny days, but also where we have failures or where we have problems on the road. There's not a single RVer out there that will tell you they've made a trip without a problem with their coach. So we want to share all that with you. Hopefully you can learn some lessons from us, just as we've done from fellow YouTubers.
Right. Now, one tip I will share right now is that we purchased our fifth wheel brand new, which a lot of people recommend against doing, but we bought it last year. We wanted to have a full year with our camper to work out all of the kinks, because inevitably, no matter how much money you spend on a rig, within the first year of a brand new rig anyway, something is going to break. And we certainly had our issues with it, and it was in the shop a couple times, and we're glad we did it. So if anybody is out there thinking about purchasing a new camper, a new RV, I would recommend, before embarking on a big trip, to spend some time with it and really use it before getting too far from home.
Yes.
So you can take care of those maintenance issues, which are bound to pop up.
And you will never find the perfect RV for you.
No.
We looked and looked and looked and did a ton of research. One of the disadvantages of being in Alaska is that there's not a lot of options, especially in Fairbanks, which is where we just left. There's one RV dealer there. They don't carry fifth wheels, so there's a very, very limited selection. And then you have to take into account the additional costs of getting an RV to Alaska. So we ended up buying ours in the lower 48. We don't regret it. It was a great decision on our part. In one of our future episodes, we'll go over with you what we have for a fifth wheel and some of the modifications we made for it to get ready for this trip. There's an extensive list of things we've done.
There is.
We're very, very fortunate that our great friends, family essentially in Alaska, are talented woodworkers, and were willing to help us get our camper ready to hit the road. So we can't thank them enough for all they did for us. They also let us basically live in their yard for 3 weeks when we sold our house, and we're getting the camper ready to make the trip. So today's destination is somewhere in Canada. We just left Tok, Alaska. We've got about a 2-hour drive to the Canadian border. We're a little anxious to see how that goes. We have nothing to hide, but it's always nerve-wracking when you're under a microscope.
And we've never done this either. Neither one of us have ever crossed the border here. Anyway, you've been into Canada like many years ago.
Yeah, I grew up in northern Maine. This is well before you needed a passport to cross the border. So I used to make trips up there when I was in high school. Drinking age might have been a little bit lower than it was in the United States. So being that close to New Brunswick had some advantages.
Have to capitalize on that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will keep you updated as we continue our trip on the road. We look forward to your questions, your comments, sharing experiences with us, and we hope to share this with you guys. We hope you like the videos. We look forward to any feedback from you on what we can do to make our videos better, more informative, and ultimately we hope to share the adventure with you.
Absolutely. So let us know if we happen to be getting close to your area. You have any fishing spots that you want to share with us, or great campsites, you know, whatever. We're here to soak it all in. So let's do this together. We're very excited. We should be fishing the 48 here in about a week. I would say we're going to spend about a week getting through Canada. We want to go to Vancouver first, and then we'll be heading into Washington. So we'll catch up with you guys soon.
Thanks for tuning in.